says the same thing. Good evening. Welcome to this town council meeting for the Town Council of Urbana on August 14th, 2025. We'll have a call to order. Robbie Wilson.
Here.
Beth Justice.
Here.
Bill Goldsmith is here. Larry Tuning.
Here.
Marjorie Austin.
Here.
Having a quorum. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Tonight we have a special presentation in memory of William Thrift.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council, ladies and gentlemen. The first item on the agenda is the special presentations noted by the mayor in memory and appreciation of William Bill Jesse Thrift Jr. Bill Thrift was a former council member for the town of Urbana, passed away on July 7, 2025. Council action requested is to pass the resolution 2025-015 in memory and appreciation of William Bill Jesse Thrift. Obviously, there's no financial implications on that this time. Unless there are questions, I'd like for the clerk to proceed to read the resolution.
Whereas William Bill Jesse Thrift Jr. was born September 28, 1943, grew up in Renwick, Virginia, and attended Middlesex County Public Schools. And whereas Bill gave selflessly of his time and talents to his country and community, serving in the U.S. Army and Reserves, volunteering for the Middlesex Volunteer Fire Department, where he served as fire chief for 34 years, serving as a member of the Urbanna Masonic Lodge number 83, and representing the citizens of the town of Urbana as a member of town council for 16 years. Now therefore be it resolved that the town council of the town of Urbana, Virginia, offers their deep and sincere condolences to the family and friends of William Bill Jesse Thrift Jr. at his passing on July 7th, 2025. And be it further resolved that the Urbana Town Council expresses their gratitude and respect for the incredible example of service, concern for others, and civic pride which Bill embodied for his entire life. And be it finally resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Bill's wife, Jessie Foster Thrift, as an expression of sympathy, respect, and appreciation from the town council of the town of Urbana.
Thank you.
I move to approve the resolution 2025-015 in memory and appreciation of William Bill Jesse Thrift Jr.
Do I have a second?
Sorry.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bill was on, I was on council with 2 terms with Bill, and he was just outstanding. And I do want to let you know that Bill and I, although he was a little bit older than me, but not much, we went to Urbana school together and Middlesex High School.
Wow.
Great man.
Yes. My buddy.
We have to receive this resolution, Leslie Thrift.
Leslie Thrift.
Paul.
Yeah. Look there. All right, step over here on behalf of the council. Let this to you.
Yo, look this way.
Good?
Yeah.
Got a couple more coming.
Go ahead. Okay.
I know. Oh, I
Big glare. Yeah, tilt it down a little bit. Yeah.
There you go.
There's
that.
5 minutes. And he was like, hey, get file.
Yeah. I was baby doll.
I'll baby doll that. See, I haven't baby doll.
And that was my buddy for a long time.
Jackson. Yeah, I answered both. People know me as Bill Thrift's daughter, or daughter-in-law.
But thank you all so much.
Okay.
Really.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for coming.
And thank you for
Thanks.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank
Tell your mom.
This is the hangers and the. Yeah, it turned out really good.
All right.
Are you gonna put it in the paper?
Next item, we have minutes for July 10th and July 24th. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for those 2 dates?
So moved.
Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Reports, Mr. Costin.
Good evening again. The past month, I attended 3 committee meetings and 1 training. The training was specific to floodplain management. An opportunity presented itself, and I did some work over the course of the last few weeks to get the Virginia 250 Mobile Museum for the Oyster Festival 2025 working with several parties. Unfortunately, the Mobile Museum is already booked and will not be available, but we will make an effort to get it for next year. In my report, I noted that another bid may be forthcoming, and we did receive what is now a second bid. So we have 2 bids from contractors proposing to do the repair work at the museum entrance. This needs to be taken up by the Finance Committee in consideration of other work at the museum. We still have no response from VMRC about the no wake concerns on Urbana Creek. The DEQ point of contact for the Eagle Scout candidates kayak launch has changed, and I'm pushing on that as hard as I can, given the candidates' timeline. Now, actually, following up on a meeting that I had with VMRC last week, the candidate and I met today, and we did some refinement, some detailing on his on the application, and that has been submitted about 4:30 this afternoon. That was submitted on to VMRC, so that application is fully in, with an attachment being his Eagle Scout proposal. Last month, I reported that the revised water quality report was not published in time to avoid a reporting violation notice to be issued against the town. I can report tonight that VDH has decided not to issue the violation notice because everything that we did, we made the best effort we could get everything done on time and meet the criteria. It was a problem with the report drawn up by Sindner, and then it was an advertising problem with the paper. They said, all that was out of your hands. They're not going to cite us for a violation. So that's good news. But they also said, don't let it happen again. So,
Of course.
on the big grant, we presented $113,540 in expenses. VDH discounted about $32,000, with which I really can't argue. Many of the items rejected were routine maintenance expenses like gravel for the road and internet service upgrades. They just were not within the realm of the items identified in the application or in the final contract. Total allowable project cost was $81,254,000, less 20% match. We will likely get back $60,940. Please keep in mind that this was the project management level of VDH. Their assessment still has to go through the VDH finance division to agree with their findings. And then it has to go to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. The biggest missed opportunity here was not upgrading the electric pedestals. And when this grant reopens, and and they encouraged us, they didn't discourage us from reapplying. When this grant reopens, I do believe it might be worth revisiting that project. I've got one other thing that actually happened this week. Michelle and I need to go and meet with the sheriff's office on a couple of issues. And our conversation went from one thing to another, to another, to another. And at the end of our meeting, she and I got a tour of the new office. And the sheriff wanted me to convey to you, council, and mayor, that he would be more than happy to provide an opportunity where you all could come in. It would probably logistically be easier for him to do it as a group, but he would certainly like to give you guys a tour of the facility.
Nice.
So if you all want to do that, let me know. We'll start coordinating a date. That's all I have. I'd be happy to take any questions you all might have at this time.
Good.
Thank you.
I would say that's probably the best way to see the inside of that facility.
Yeah.
That's the only way I
don't
wanna
see it
see
any
it.
other way.
All right.
We did pass the holding cages and he didn't shove me in, so that's.
Treasurer's report.
Good evening, all.
Hello.
I had emailed out my June 30th, 2025 treasurer's report. Under the revenue, I had some, current at that time where we are, especially on, personal property and real estate. I would just like to say, since this report was published, we're down another 200 plus in outstanding personal property, and the real estate now is at 3,521. That's 3 accounts, y'all. 3. One is a large one with a lien, and one at a little over $1,000, and one at just a few dollars. And late this afternoon, through tracking down an ex-wife, I was able to find the current owner, and this person will be in tomorrow. So we will be down to 2 delinquent real estate accounts.
Good job, Michelle. Did you get training for this? All this stuff you do like that?
So we track down every lead.
I see.
As far as my verbal side, I'm currently working on the past due customers. Meals tax, we only have one customer that's running behind. Lodging tax is all current. The 3 real estate with the 1 lien I just mentioned. I'm currently in the process of, I printed the lists of business licenses and I'm reviewing those for those who did not renew. And I'll need to pay a few of those a visit. I did complete the fire grant and receive confirmation, so we should expect those $15,000 in funds next month. Today, I completed the VRS grant and we're probably allowed up to about $500. And Ted suggests that we use the trees that we had taken down at the museum as a safety issue. There was a huge team effort for the big grant. We collected and recorded invoices, completed correspondence, and fulfilled all the requests that came through before and after they were actually here. We have purchased 4 new lounge chairs for the pool and 8 new umbrellas. They look really nice. We also just purchased 6 new chairs for the marina. Some assembly was required. A huge shout out to Maribel and Steve for helping to the assembly line. And then we have Ted and the mayor who oversaw the quality control
Nice.
and made sure they put them through the safety test to make sure they didn't collapse when somebody sat on them. We also purchased a new laptop to upgrade the clerk's computer to be compatible to accept Windows 11. Correspondence with the USDA for Phase 2. We were notified today that we'll be receiving our first funding on Monday. God willing, it's going to come in on Monday. We've been waiting and waiting. It should be in the amount of $289,230.32. So that will pay for Phase 2, mainly Toano Well is the big one. Our monthly payments on that loan will be $1,306 per month. And I'd just like to say on the horizon, we're going into taxes and Oyster Festival season. I will also soon start processing the escrow accounts and the business licenses for the festival. So
Good job.
we've been
Michelle.
busy. Sure.
Personal problem. Catch what you said, something about 200,000.
No, 200. So from the time I collected another 200 from the time, so the amount is now down to $10,043.
And the Main Street, probably the governor issued us a grant to the Main Street program. Is that gonna be announced at another time?
Being that they are now independent and their own 501c, we no longer oversee those funds.
Encourage them to come in and speak to that because want to let citizens know that we get some grants finally.
Maybe you could put it in the paper.
I will, but I'd like for it to happen here.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the update.
I don't like to create news. I like to report on news. Okay.
Anything else?
Now,
Anybody?
I would just like to say, people don't realize all the effort that it took to figure out and go through the list of things associated with that big grant, accounting for all the nuts and bolts and screws and boards, some of which were allowable and some of which weren't, but they were all sent in. And I know you guys spent a ton of time on that. Everybody in the office, really. And that we're here for a couple of days with the umbrellas and the chairs and stuff looked like an IKEA showroom. You guys got it done and you need to be recognized for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that Maribel and Michelle need to be recognized. Maribel for all her work and getting all those water accounts taken care
Oh,
of.
absolutely.
And then Michelle to where she's got the taxes to where they are now.
Yeah,
That tracking down ex-wives is not, that's not easy. So,
well, she was ready to give that up.
yeah, they've put a lot into making sure our monies come in. So they're both should be commended for that.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Good job, Michelle.
Thank you. Christine. Clerk's report, please.
Evening. Under completed projects, I assisted with the closeout activities for the big grant. We're still waiting for our Muni Code book, which will hopefully be here in September.
So that's completed, the Muni Code?
They
Yes,
have it.
completed.
We're just waiting for the actual printed product to be
Nice.
printed and mailed to us.
Thank you.
I developed draft bylaws for the BZA for their review and approval whenever they meet again. I've gotten quotes for online code hosting and the website, which I presented to Finance Committee last month. I'm currently working on the recommended updates to the zoning ordinance that Muni Code made, as well as comparing our ordinance to the state code now to find anything that we need to update. And that's in addition to the new things that you all discussed before that Mr. Costin's working on. Still working on the records management policy and kind of waiting for the new server to arrive so that we can all sit down together and work on things like file naming conventions and how we're going to just organize the drive so that things can be found and deleted in a better way. I completed a few different webinars and also completed the Parliamentary Fundamentals 101 coursework. I still have to take my test on that, and then I'll have some notes to you all next month on a couple of things that we can streamline. As far as Robert's rules, since we follow Robert's rules, some things that we might not have to do anymore. And then in October, I'll be going to the Virginia Association of Government Archivists and Records Administrators Conference in Virginia Beach, so I will miss the August work session because the biggest class, which is on electronic records management, is on Thursday night that week. So I'm going to be training somebody else to run the video. So
Okay.
does anybody have any questions for me?
archival stuff, is that on minutes?
It's everything. I
Everything?
mean, every piece of paper that we create, every record that we create, every email. I'm gonna have to, at some point, I need to go back and find emails of all former council members. Those things are all permanent retention. So we need to just come up with a good way to make sure that we have everybody's everything stored, whether it be for permanent. A lot of things we hold for a certain amount of time and then it has to be disposed of in a certain way. The Library of Virginia puts out all of those retention policies. So we have
determined how far back our minutes go.
well, the only thing that I can go off of is all the books that are in that room. I've gotten back in my review, I've gotten back to the 80s. And then I contacted the Library of Virginia when I first got here, and they've got some of the really, really old ones they've already got on microfilm in their archives. And those are those ones I had told you before is the disaster copy. So, and those books are still in there as well, those really, really old ones.
We go back to 1902, so.
Yeah, I'm not sure that our records go back to 1902. So,
And Larry, in keeping with that, do you know, I certainly don't, I know it occurred, but there was a flood in the old building that took out a bunch of records, and I have no idea what that entailed. Do you?
I don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't.
A lot of maps.
Doesn't surprise me.
Was a lot of maps.
yeah, I did find the minutes from a meeting when the then town administrator reported on not exactly what was destroyed, but just kind of in general what was destroyed and lost in that flood.
Because that's where all the maps were kept up there.
So
Yeah.
out of that room, how much is not backed up elsewhere? Do you have any idea yet?
Well, the financial records are pretty much all, they're not permanent. So Michelle keeps track of those and she's got all of those. And we do have a few years we can start to get rid of when we have time, because you have to document getting rid of everything. And like I said, I've gotten back to the 80s in minutes and meeting notes. And then prior to that, I believe they already had through the 60s. I can't remember off the top of my head how far back they go. But as far as all the emails and all of those other things, we don't have any of that right now. So we're hoping that we can find all of that. It's not there. There's so much stuff on the server. And I was talking to our IT guy today. I've found multiple copies. Like I had gone through the old clerk's computer because she had some stuff on her hard drive. And so I backed it all up to an external hard drive. Then I went again, got on the server and found it's already all up there on the server in 3 or 4 different places. So he and I are going to be talking about ways that we can, because I don't have access to the server to be able to run for duplicates on the server. But they do.
But I mean, as far as the paper goes, like, are you thinking we got a big gap or we're gonna have to budget to bring in somebody to scan all this stuff and get it?
I've been scanning all of the minutes and everything as I go along.
Yeah.
So we've got our minutes scanned prior to whatever, the library has, and then up to from now back until the 80s. We had those couple of sets of minutes that I was never able to find. And in speaking with the former mayor, she thinks that they just never got done. That was during COVID. It's just a couple of months, a couple of meetings where she thinks that videos didn't, because it was all done on, I think, Zoom. The videos didn't kind of ever make it out of Zoom. So there's a couple meetings where we're missing minutes, but I tried to recreate as much as I could out of newspaper articles from the Sentinel. And just other things like going back through all the old council members' old emails from those time periods to try to figure out if I could recreate some of the things. And that is how I found, I think, 5 of the 9 missing sets was by going through old emails.
You don't, I mean, I'm really asking your opinion since you've been here, and it seems like you've been on it since you got here. You don't see a big looming project that we have, we're in violation of some records retention
No,
policy.
no, because we have them all paper. And so,
The paper,
the paper is considered our original right now. What I hope to do is get us to the point where we can have as little paper as possible, like all those gigantic maps. I'll have to scan those in pieces because those scanners cost tens of thousands of dollars to be able to scan those. But then we can still retain the maps themselves and all of those plats and everything else that we have back there. And then that way, if we have another flood or some other type of natural disaster, we might have to put together 5 or 6 PDFs in a line, but we'll have them. Because a lot of things like that, land records are also permanent retention. So, and then the other thing that we'll have to do is every year, just kind of determine where technology is at, and we're required to keep things updated. So if PDFs ever go the way of the floppy disk, we have to convert it all into the new format and save it in a different way with whatever is current with technology. So from what I've learned over, I've been with Vagara, that Government Records Association, for about 5 years now. And electronic records programs take people between 7 and 10 years to finish, from start to finish. And a lot of that is just because of the scanning.
Yeah.
And you kind of don't want to bring somebody else in to do it all, because you don't want to waste time scanning things
that you don't
that the
need.
records administrator knows we don't need. But other places have brought in, places, in King William, we were going to bring in a specialized scanning company to do all of their really old books, because many of them had been damaged by fire, and we just had little bits and pieces. And the Historical Society there took that project over and recreated those. So that was good. But yeah, those types of things can run into a lot of money.
That's what it kinda has.
So that's why I'm trying to just do everything ourselves. I don't think we have anything that I've found so far that would require an outside service. We are going to get a faster scanner at some point. But for right now, like I said, all the minutes, I've just been scanning them all as I log them. So we have an electronic, because you're also required to do like an index, if you will. And it always impressed me back in the day when they kept handwritten minute books. These clerks would keep an index, and that they didn't do it all at one time, because it's different colors ink, different handwriting, but they managed to fit every single thing in there for the entire year without having to ever be out of order. I don't know how in the world they did that, but they did. Because basically you have to go by every subject matter that's discussed and put the page number, and the date that it was discussed. So
The email search shouldn't be all that difficult, should it? I mean, we didn't have email until COVID, right? I mean, we weren't using it. When did we actually get?
I'm not sure. Was when you were first on council, did you have email?
No.
I did not.
'Cause
Mm-mm.
I think we've had email as long as I've been associated with council, which goes back to 2018.
Yeah, when they gave us the laptops that were
That was during COVID.
not worth anything.
Yes,
That was during COVID, so that we could,
right.
mhm.
that would have been 2019.
Yeah, 2019, yeah.
All staff emails have to be gone through for all staff.
Staff email.
Yeah.
Believe
And town administrator emails, except for, personal and garbage type emails, all have to be kept permanently. So
Are maps different from the ones that are at the county?
do we
Probably.
the same, you
Do
think?
you know?
Well, you say a map, you could be talking about a map or a plat. So a plat, like a subdivision plat,
Yeah.
would be processed through here, so we would have it. The county would not until it got recorded at the clerk's office.
Okay.
So it kind of depends on what we mean by a map.
Tracy might be able to answer that. I can contact her and see.
It's just a,
Yeah.
point of interest.
Mhm.
Because just since the land records are ultimately over there, I figured that
Whatever got
any
lost.
old
It would-
stuff would be there as well. but
Right.
that
Yeah,
may not be
that all of those
so
type of
I think
records,
so.
if they're recorded with the circuit court, that becomes their jurisdiction. So
I would think everything that deals with that is over there. Unless, where would we have it?
we've got boxes and
Box.
boxes and boxes and things in there.
Yeah, there were big map racks with the maps on
that's
wooden
right.
dowels. Remember, those were upstairs. That's what got wet.
Mm.
That's what got flooded. Yeah, so,
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
check with them, and the FEMA maps, you
Yeah.
don't have to keep those.
Okay.
FEMA has to keep those.
Anything
So-
else? Dates on?
The Finance Committee meeting did not meet this past month. We do have several things coming up pending, so we'll be having a meeting soon. Along those lines, I have been a little busy. I was working on this umbrella thing. Along the way, got in the EVA purchasing system for the state and have sat and fallen asleep multiple times doing the training to become EVA certified for purchasing, which is for larger government agencies. That's how they have to purchase things. This town does not because of our size, but I'm hoping that in some cases we can use it to quickly get multiple bids or get better pricing. And when Amazon, we're lucky because if Amazon has a better price, we can just go that way and get things how we want. But it's pretty interesting. You really can. You can put out solicitations, but you can also get on these vendors' websites and you get different pricing there than you do as a standard retail customer. So I'm hoping that I can suffer through the training, then come in and like show the practical guide of this is how you get a quick price on something, and if it's worth your time, this is how you buy something. So,
Good job.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
yeah, it has been a little rough, but
With respect to finance, the Tabor Fund was at 1,160,000 at the end of today, so that's slowly moving up still.
Upward.
that's good.
Marjorie, water?
I'm gonna have to bounce off of you on that because I wasn't at the last water meeting. But as going through the minutes for tonight's meeting, and reading the packet, I seen on there where there was consideration for one painting the water tank for the town. And that, there would be our name and an oyster or two on the water tower. And it doesn't seem like there was much interest in that. However, find that there's a lot of interest in that. I think it's very important that we do this. And I would like to bring it to our work session so that we can talk more about it. And also have Ted get us a couple different prices for that work.
And you're right, we talked about it, and in the discussions, it was the feeling that it wasn't worthwhile, but we didn't vote on it.
Right.
And the delineation of which things cost what wasn't really presented accurately, so we can certainly put that on the docket for
The work
the
session.
work session and discuss it and make it a formal issue, because we have to get that, we're trying to get it done by Oyster
Oyster
Festival, is that
Festival.
right?
The tank, maintenance, yes, before April,
Yes.
before
so-
Oyster Festival, because the tank will have to be drained. And we don't want to drain it like it was drained the last time.
Right.
It's got to be drained down over time and then basically run off of the pumps, off the wells 6 and 5 directly,
Right.
to meet any supply. So we want to try to get this time so it's at a very low demand point. So summertime right now is not the time to do it.
No.
Finding that sweet spot between Labor Day and Oyster Festival would be the time to try to do it.
Right.
And it's an existing contract for the maintenance for the painting of the tank. The painting of any kind of logo would be above and beyond that.
Yes.
Right. And
And
we're
any-
budgeted for $8,000.
Right. And to make it
And-
worthwhile, any tree removal would be above and beyond that.
Okay.
If we can remove the trees.
Yeah, because they may not be ours.
They may not be our trees and they may be physically hard to do because now we have security fencing around
Right.
the perimeter of the property. So it's not like you can just let it drop willy-nilly.
Right.
It's got to be dropped in a certain direction or topped out and brought down.
Right.
Well, I would really would like this to have some additional consideration, not just for the oysters, but maybe even something that would say like home of the Oyster Festival and Urbanna under it or what have you. But I think it would be a missed opportunity not to discuss this further.
Well, we can make it a formal thing and put it on the docket for
We'll put it on the work session.
the work session. All right.
And also, real quick, Christine has gotten some kudos from the public on how well the minutes are laid out and very informative. So I wanted to let
And
you know
up to
that as
date.
well. Yes, and up to date. So thank you. And the public thanks you as well.
Okay, moving on. Events. Who wants that? You, Beth, or anything?
We had a very successful second Saturdays last week.
Over 200 people.
We had a lot of people come and we had perfect weather, which we have no control over, but
No.
we'll take it. We have one more concert left for second Saturdays,
And that's
which
Sweet
is in
Justice.
September the 13th, and that will be my band, Sweet Justice. We're hoping for a large turnout because I'm hoping the people that would have come to see us at Oyster Fest, since we won't be at Oyster Fest, hope they'll come to the second Saturdays instead. So I'm really hoping that we get a really big last concert for the season. And that's about it for second
Yeah,
Saturdays.
we just had an amazing turnout. The pizza truck, I believe he sold out. He was
Yeah.
our only,
Yeah, I
our
think
only
next
person.
month, if
So
get
we,
2 vendors.
yeah, we already have that. So, but yeah, just thank everybody, the whole community for coming out. You know, this is a community event and it's so nice to look at the pictures and
I did push
see
it harder this time on
that,
social media.
you know, we've had people come all the way from Pungo, and if nobody knows what Pungo is, it used to be a TV station there that Dr. Madblood was on there and showed horror films on Friday nights. It was the greatest thing. But Pungo had its own Charlottesville, Hardyville was where some of the people came from. So the bands sometimes bring these people because they have followers. But it's so nice to see everybody, and the kids just love it. And you know, with the park being open and the pool was open, there were a couple kids that I seen. Their parents let them go into the pool. So, but I don't think we're going to be open. It's not going to be open September 12th, right?
No.
It'll be too cold then. Okay.
God, that'll be cold, but it's
Yeah.
out of
So, but
season.
yes,
Out of
thank you guys so much for helping us out with
And that's
Second
been a real
Saturday.
asset. You guys, it really does add another little special something to this town,
Thank you.
and it's appreciated.
Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right, personnel, Mary's not here. I've got nothing to say on that one. Let's go on to public comment. Anything, Michelle?
Find out. No. Oh, Sue was gonna say.
Oh, wait a minute. Not for one, but you public comment too.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Nope, you got somebody that wants to say something. Oh, is that you?
There's no unfinished business. The new business for this evening is the 2025 Oyster Festival Master Plan. Now, this was conveyed to you under via email on Monday, the 11th. The Oyster Festival Foundation had met Thursday night, and it just wasn't ready to throw into the packet on Friday. So we got it out to you via email on Monday. The background, as everybody knows, the Oyster Festival is an annual event held within the town limits. This will be the 68th event and will take place Friday, November 7 and Saturday, November 8. That does not include the Thursday Education Day, but it is reflected in the staff plan, in the master plan. Staff reviewed a draft and made several recommendations and observations addressing mapping, street closure time consistency, permitting, and marina management. All the recommendations were accepted in the final document. I think most notable is in the marina management, they reserve several slips. And we've worked in this year that if they know like 2 weeks in advance that they're not going to use all the slips, let us know. We can put those back out to market and get some revenue. The fiscal impact, it's a positive impact for the town, the Oyster Festival Foundation, local charitable organizations in the county. The staff recommendation is to approve the plan as it's presented, and your action is sought on that. You have the basically a fairly simple adoption motion there if you wish to follow that. Be happy to take any questions that you might have.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to, I move to approve the 2024 Oyster Festival Master Plan as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
How can we not say aye?
Well, Christie, you put it off for 2 minutes, but you're up. Public comment too. Well,
I actually was just going to say that we need to do the water tower.
okay.
Okay.
So you're happy it's coming back up?
I have some. The Oyster Festival is the oldest continuing oyster festival in the US and the second oldest in the world.
Yep.
We need to capitalize on that. If it could be put home of or somehow
the-
Oyster Festival with big words with
Yeah.
Urbanna in the
Well,
middle.
that, in keeping with that, the logos that we had, the $15,000 was Urbana and just oysters, right? Additional words weren't part of that, and I don't know where that goes price wise.
Yeah, maybe Ted could.
Plus, it also gets into getting
was a-
permission from the Oyster
There was a
Festival.
lower version with just the Oyster Fest, with just oysters on it.
Yes,
But if you make any reference to the Oyster Festival Foundation, you do have to go through their licensing agreement.
exactly.
Yeah, and pay their dollar. I can talk to Pam
$1.
tomorrow, but if you could find out how much that would cost, Ted, I'd appreciate it.
I'll bring the whole packet back in.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
all right. And that was
Thank
the
you, Christie.
response? Yes,
Talk about the festival.
Yeah.
I reached out to Galway, Galway is the oldest, they're 10 years older than us. Galway is ran by a company. And I was trying to arrange a meeting with them when I'm in Ireland. And they emailed back and stated that the key person to their whole business is very ill. And there's not going to be a festival in Ireland.
so all of a sudden, we will be the
It's-
longest continuously.
It's very possible, but it's also possible that somebody's gonna come in and buy it out.
Yeah.
We are the only festival anywhere that's 100% all volunteer. Pam's part-time, but I mean,
Right.
as far as it happening,
Right.
all volunteers. Galway is a paid company that is selling tickets to go to this event. And right now they're approaching, city stakeholders to host the shucking contest this year. So I don't even know what'll happen is if it could revert. I mean, it could come back to us. Number one, that's all I want to say.
Well, thank you. Well, sorry to hear about that person though, being so
Yeah,
ill.
exactly. That's not the way you want to get it.
No, no, not at all. Yeah,
Right.
that's a sad thing.
Okay. Announcements or requests?
Yeah.
Marjorie-
Oh.
Marjorie's request was to bring the water tower back up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that was,
Larry?
Yeah, Founders Day. Mr. Jefferson, George Wythe came to town.
mhm.
They asked about you, Mr. Mayor. Jefferson did anyway. Says you all have the same political aptitude, whatever. But Baptist Church holds what, 120 people? And they had standing room only in there for that.
Wow.
I don't know how the rest of Founders Day went, but I want to thank Aubrey Hall and I don't know who else.
No, absolutely.
Jill, you, whoever,
Penny Roberts.
Penny Roberts.
Yeah, Penny Roberts for sure.
And,
Denny.
yeah.
And what's the lady with the dogs?
There's a lot of those.
No, she owns
Okay.
Haywood Store.
Where?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
What is her?
But
I'm
it's
so sorry if
it-
you're seeing this on video tonight.
Yeah.
It's just an indication where we did capitalize on history. And,
She does the dog parade at Christmas.
Right.
Oh, Nancy Fisk.
Nasty
Nancy
Fisk.
Fisk, there you
Nancy,
go.
I
I'm
need
sorry, I
more
forgot your name.
information.
Yeah.
all these people should be mentioned.
Absolutely. Thank you,
and I'm
Larry.
Sure, we left somebody out.
Yeah,
Probably,
Nancy
but
Fisk.
thank you.
All right. We need to go into closed meeting. Mr. Costin has the amended motion. You people are all welcome to come back.
Can't wait.
But you gotta go.
The motion offered up is I move that the town of Urbana Town Council convene in closed session in accordance with section 2.23711A3 of the Code of Virginia to discuss or consider the acquisition of real property for a public purpose, the location of town hall, because discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the council. That's the motion proposed.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do we need to do a voice vote on that? Or is it all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you all for coming.
We're gonna get all those other people that come here just when it concerns them here too from now on. I'm gonna start going to doors and knocking on doors Thursday and just start lining people up at the door.
I thought this would make it rain.
I
think
just
you
heard
might have done it.
thunder a minute ago.
That was,
That'll make it.
Can you close them remotely or?
that was a terrible thunder.
My golf carts there.
Uh-oh. Better get home, lady.
Oh, I'm.
Thanks for coming, Sue.
Yeah.
So
thanks-
good to
thanks
see you
for
again.
It's fun to be seen.
Yes.
So you need the motion to reconvene in open session.
Somebody read that, please. I moved to,
I move that the town of Urbana Town Council reconvene in open session.
So moved.
second.
Second.
All
So,
in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we have to certify that only those things discussed.
Shall I read that one too, or do you want to?
Yeah, do you want to read
I
that?
can read it. I move that the town council of the town of Urbana approve standing resolution 1 SR-1 in accordance with the section 2.2-3712 D of the Code of Virginia 1950 as amended, certifying that the closed meeting was conducted in conformity with the requirements of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act. Is that the right one?
Yep.
Okay, motion, second.
Second.
Sorry. All right, and we have to certify this. Robbie,
I certify. So certify.
I so certify.
I so certify.
So certified.
I so
and
certify.
Murphy, okay. All right,
Motion to adjourn.
aye.
What's her name? Leslie?
Second.
Leslie.
All right,
And I'm not sure. if
Thanks
it's
for
Paul or
playing.
Jack.
We'll put
Is
that down as
Leslie-
unanimous.
yes.